A warm welcome to you all. This EDU-Port Japan event. 159 people face-to-face and more than 500 people online have been registered for this event. I would like to thank you all. I took a look at the list of participants. We have university representatives, secondary school, primary school representatives, corporate representatives, attachés from various embassies are being represented, and we have participation of many representatives from overseas universities as well. I understand that the interest in EDU-Port is increasing, proved by the bigger participation this year. And I know that about 130 students from high schools and universities are also listening in. And we know that from Japan we have about 9 students participating. We find this very encouraging. At this year's EDU-Port Symposium, TCAT 9 will be held in Japan, and therefore we have decided to focus on Africa. Trade companies, as well as Japan Development Association, are participating, showing expectation for this TCAT program. So session 1 is implementation of Japanese-style education in Egypt. From JICA, we will hear about introduction of holistic education, Japanese-style education, including Tokatsu. And then from Casio Computer, Yamaha Corporation, Strala Netco Limited, Osaka Prefectural Jodo Technology High School, and University of Fukui. These implementing organizations will report about the projects. And then from the Embassy of Egypt, we will hear the comment about as a recipient. And then from Kunmun Institute Education and EDUMO, we will hear about implementation of Japanese-style education in other African countries. And then after break, under the moderation of Professor Suzuki-kan, University of Tokyo, we will have a panel discussion in order to further promote how can we creative and what is the impact of EDU-Port. So Educational Cooperation in Africa, roles of EDU-Port in Japan. We will be sharing insights into promoting the program in the future. We will have a poster session of all the participating corporations. I hope that you can use this opportunity for networking. I would like to talk about the history of EDU-Port programs so far. There are 2 types of programs. One is the research projects consigned by the government, and the other is a deployment of a Japanese-style education endorsed by the EDU-Port certification for the private companies. In 53 different countries, 123 projects have been adopted and supported by EDU-Port. Now, the largest number of projects were implemented in ASEAN, 89 out of the total. And following that, we had 43 projects in Africa, which is approximately 1/5. 29 in Vietnam is the highest in terms of count, but in Africa, Egypt, 11 projects, this is the highest count. And Jordan, 3, Zambia, 1, Uzbekistan, 1. These are some of the projects that we have historically implemented. This is a summary of projects in Africa. 11 in Egypt, followed by 8 in Malawi, 6 in Uganda, 4 in Ethiopia, 3 in Kenya, 2 in Rwanda and South Africa. And then we have Nigeria, Niger, Senegal, Cameroon, Gambia, and Morocco, 1 each. And more than half is done by the corporate private corporations. We will hear from Yamaha and Casio with regard to scientific calculator as well as the use of recorder, and Strala and Kumon. EDUMO will talk about Japan-originated method of education system and deployment of teaching materials. We also have Fukui as well as Osaka and prefectural high school participating. Generally, there is no big difference in terms of implementing organizations, but in Africa, elementary is about 50%. This is a similar trend as the rest of the world, but trainer training is still high, meaning that there is strong needs for this area for Japanese style education. And ICT use is 15%, and in Africa, 19% is science and mathematics, similar to the rest of the world. But school health and others is also high. It also shows that there is strong needs for the area for trainers training, teachers education. As you consider the future project, I believe that this data would prove useful, and I've decided to share this information. The following 3 slides are the research projects and supported projects for the fiscal year 2024, and the details will be presented by each organization afterwards during the poster presentation. We're looking forward to your participation. TICAD 9, August. Leading up to that, what would EDU-Port be doing? EDU-Port Japan booth will be exhibited with a private public corporation. Status of implementation of Japanese style education in Africa will be presented in order to further increase the interest in this area. And MEXT and private education providers will have a tighter collaboration, and we will also contribute the promotion of Japanese style education in African countries in the future. And we would like to ask the organizations to plan and exhibit actively in this event. And we would like to ask the embassies to bring the delegates to these EDU-Port booths. Now, EDU-Port will have its last year of a project next year based on the discussion at today's symposium in order to further support the deployment of Japanese style education overseas. We will continue to discuss what can be done. And I hope that this opportunity will prove useful for further discussion of how Japanese style education can be implemented overseas. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kitayama.